Hello, welcome back to A Motivated Mind with Jen Cole. I am Jen, and I'm so happy that you're here. Someone recently sent me a message asking me, do you still do videos? And yes, I very much still do videos. I still try to help those who reach out to me. But as I've said before, unless I'm feeling really inspired or if something's on my heart, I'm not just going to make a video just to hear myself talk, because it has no meaning behind it. And I can tell right away when I watch someone's video if they feel inspired to talk about what they're talking about, or they're just talking because they feel they need to fill up the quota or whatever they have to do YouTube videos or their blog or whatever. And I'm not ever going to do that. So if time passes and I haven't done a video, that's why. Plus, the big four-letter word that we all deal with, life. Every day there's life. There's unexpected stuff that happens in each of our lives. We all wake up, and then that moment between sleep and awake, we have not yet to know what is going to happen in that day. And sometimes we do have things that happens that we think we're prepared to deal with. My prayers are with my friends that will lay their son to rest today. Not one more person needs to die from the disease of addiction. And whether or not you think that it is a disease or it is a disease brought on by choice, or whether you think it's a disease, or whether you just think it's complete lack of willpower, or however you see it, to the person that is laying their loved one to rest, that means absolutely nothing. Your opinion about the debate of Narcan or whether addiction is a disease or any of that means absolutely nothing to the person that will lay their loved one to rest. Nothing. My prayers and my heart goes out to my friend today that will deliver her baby, and they found that the baby has heart problems. So my prayers are with all of you, and I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. And I know that doesn't lessen your pain. And, I used to mistakenly tell people things like, God will not put more on you than you can bear. And I have done research and studied recently because of an article that I'm working on for the next issue titled, The most commonly misquoted verses from the Bible. And some verses that people add that are not even in there. And that is one of them. God will not put more on you than you can bear. That is not what it says. It says, the Christian Bible says that God will not allow you to be tempted without offering you a way out. Meaning, He gives you an exit strategy, a backdoor, plan B, when you're faced with temptation. And I've said that to people naively, but that's just not true. How do you know that God is a healer if you can heal yourself? And yes, we all have faith, and a mustard seed of faith can move mountains, and that's great. But the very foundation of the Christian belief is that you must ask God to be your Savior. If we could save ourselves and heal ourselves and deliver ourselves, then we would have no need for God. Our faith in God grows because we need Him to be who He is in our lives. And so I don't say that to people anymore. I tell people that I'm praying for them. We have these unexpected things and situations and stuff go on in our lives, whether it's in our marriage or with our health or with bills or kids. Regardless of what it is, we have these unexpected situations and issues come up And when you're a child, you know, I climbed trees and jumped off of swing sets and things like that. And I remember trying to flip off of the swing when I was little, and I fell and I landed on my back, and it knocked the wind completely out of me. And I was sure that I was dying in that moment. I had no breath. Oh, it hurt so bad. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't catch my breath, and it completely knocked the wind out of me. And no amount of, it's okay, breathe, took the pain away in that moment. And these unexpected issues in our lives that take our breath away are the same thing. No amount of words, those inspirational quotes and things are great. And they make us think for a moment, and they remind us either to be grateful for what we have, or it reminds us to, you know, appreciate the ones in our life a little bit more, because time is short. But in those moments of extreme grief, those unexpected situations that come up that we could not be prepared for, they don't really lessen our pain at all. I refer people to Bible verses all the time. I remind them that God is there to walk with them. But it doesn't lessen the pain in that moment. When you're going through detox, someone could read the entire NA or big book from AA to you, and that's great, and you can find meaning in it, and you can relate to it, and you can say, yes, that's true, and I agree with everything in there, but that doesn't lessen our pain sometimes. Certain situations just hurt. I have a friend that's going through something right now. Her husband relapsed, and she can't let him come back home because they have kids, and he's not safe to be around their kids. Nothing I tell her in this moment, in this situation to where she feels like the wind has been knocked out of her, nothing I tell her is going to make her situation change. Not in that moment. It's not going to lessen anything that she's feeling. And sometimes I don't get inspired to talk about something or make these videos until I'm going through something in my own personal life to where I need to talk to myself. And a lot of times when I'm doing these videos, I'm talking to myself, and I'm reminding myself that sometimes things just hurt. Sometimes they're scary. Sometimes we go through these health things and nobody has an answer. And nobody can tell us why. Nobody can tell us how long things are going to hurt. But here's the thing. The day that we wake up and we have the most unexpected worst day of our life, or the day that we wake up and we have an unexpected great day, we still wake up that day. We woke up, and in that moment between sleep and awake, that moment when the house is still quiet, to where we haven't yet felt anything of the day, that moment is when I believe God is talking to us, telling us, and we don't even hear Him sometimes. But it's in that moment between sleep and awake to where things are just quiet enough to where we can hear Him, and He's reminding us that He is there, that we did wake up today, that we did in fact wake up today, that we did in fact become blessed with another day, because not everyone did. The parents of the young man that lost his life entirely too soon, and you know, like I said, not one more person needs to die from this. Not one more person. They wanted to know why. They wanted to know why he had been through treatment, why he had been to jail, why he was going to meetings, why he had a sponsor, why he seemed like he had got it, why he was able to stay sober for a while and then he just went back out, and his one more time was his very last time because he didn't make it, and they found him in his car. He had lost his life, and they wanted to know why. Why someone is able to stay sober and seemingly get their life back on track, get a job, start getting visitations with his daughter. He had just had a new baby. They wanted to know why this happened, and I don't have answers for that any more than I have answers for the times that I relapsed. Because addiction is that voice that yells at you and tells you how awful you are and all the mistakes that you've made and that you're worthless and that you should just give up because you probably can't do it anyway. And it's that voice that whispers to you that no one believes that you're clean or sober, even when you are. It's that voice that whispers to you that tells you that you're nothing and that you're just going to fall apart again. It's that voice that comes to you in the middle of the night when you cannot sleep that says you can't get through this clean. How are you going to have surgery and be on pain medication and not relapse? You're just going to go ahead and let everybody down. You might as well do it now. It's that voice that tells you when you start to get your life back on track, when you get that apartment and you get that job and you start seeing your kids again, you get custody back of your kids. It's that voice that tells you this is too much responsibility and I can't handle this. It's not fear of success like we think it is. It's fear of responsibility from those accomplishments. Because now that we've been clean for a year and a half, we can't use the newcomer excuse anymore. We can't say I don't know how to deal with emotions anymore because we've had a year and a half or 2 years of emotions that we've handled clean and sober. So by default, that takes away those excuses, and that's a lot. So addiction is that little whisper that says you can't be the mom that everybody is telling you that you're supposed to be. You can't be that dad or that husband or that wife that everybody needs you to be. They're all counting on you, and you are just not strong enough to face the reality and the responsibilities of what you have to. It is that voice that when you do mess up, it says, see, and then I don't mean relapse, just because you remove the drugs, there's more to recovery than not using, just like there's way more to being in active addiction than just picking up. It's the complete and total giving away of your integrity and feel like your soul, and you leave a little bit of your soul in that bathroom every time you do what you do, and you feel like you're becoming more of this person that you don't want to be and less of the person that you are until you don't even recognize who you are anymore. And I'm talking to me right now, if I'm not talking to anybody else, because we're going to face things, whether it be health, relationship, kids, our past shows up. Any given time, our past shows up, or people from our past that we don't want to run into. And then that voice of addiction pops up and says, look, they remember what you've done. They remember who you are. And then people bring up things that you've done and they don't even mean anything, I think, by it sometimes. They laugh it off. They don't know in our minds already that we're trying, that what the struggle is some days to just make it through the day and not give up. And we call people that don't have addiction issues normal. To normal people, well, come on, I'd like to get over. Thank you. Thank you. To normal people that's never had to think, I'm not going to pick up today. The thought of going and picking up an illegal drug sounds absurd. It is absurd. And to people that don't do this, it never crosses their mind, so they don't understand. For the most part, I have met some amazing people that have never battled with addiction that completely seem to understand it as best they can from the other side of the fence. But they don't understand what it is, that those voices are constant in your mind. You can be happy and going to work every day and doing exactly what you're supposed to do, and you can paint yourself up and you can put on a happy face, but in the back of your mind you are struggling not to have a breakdown. And then you have your breakdown in the shower or on your pillow at night when everyone else is sleeping. And then you get up the next morning and you keep going. And when the wind gets knocked out of us, it's really hard to push through and keep going, because that voice is always there. And I am talking to me because I need a reminder of how far I've come, and for me to give up over a surgery that's coming up, or some health stuff, or some legal stuff that comes up, or whatever, is nonsense. It's nonsense. Because at the end of the day, I've gone through this year, over a year of emotions and ups and downs, and anyone that has lived in this year 2020 has faced things that we've never faced in our life. And relapse rates are out of this world. I was just told when I was talking to an addiction, a specialist, a doctor, for the upcoming issue of the magazine. He was telling me that the relapse rates are extremely high right now because of whatever, and that people are out of jobs and all of these things. So yes, I could very easily find a reason to use. When I was in active addiction, and I'm not kidding when I say this, sometimes the weather was a reason to go and use, because I couldn't be sick in my mind. I couldn't possibly be sick in the wintertime because it was cold and it would just hurt far too much. And then I couldn't possibly be sick in the summertime because it would be too hot and I couldn't handle not being able to do things and deal with the weather. So when I tell you that when you are using, or that you can find a reason, any reason at all to give up, if whatever you're looking for, you'll find it. Anything can be a reason to give up. Major issues, non-major issues, anything that you're looking for, you will find it, whatever your reason is. But can I tell you, please, if you're still even watching, that if you're looking for one reason to hold on, you'll find that too. If you're looking for one reason to not give up, you'll find that too. There's one other person that needs to, even if you don't think that it's you, because I hear things all the time where people say, well, if you don't get clean for yourself, you're never going to stay clean. I didn't get clean for me over a year ago when I checked back into treatment again, because here's the thing. I didn't think I deserved it. I didn't think I deserved to be clean. I didn't think I deserved to have a life that I wanted. I didn't think I deserved any of this. I was praying not to wake up, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Every day I would ask God, why are you wasting? You could be giving this life to someone else. It was a prayer done in, out of desperation and being naive to things. But I would ask God, why do you keep waking me up? I don't want to be alive anymore. I'm just wasting this amazing opportunity I have to be a mother and all these things, and I'm wasting it. And I didn't understand why I kept waking up. I felt I had no purpose. You don't have to think that you deserve all these amazing things to want to get clean or to stay clean. Somebody else needs to hear your story. I need to hear all of the stories that I've heard from people that say that they prayed not to wake up too. I need to hear the stories of people that say, I was tired of living and that death no longer scared me. What scared the crap out of me was the thought of continuing to wake up like this day after day after day after day and never get out of this hamster wheel of chaos to where you're running and you're never getting anywhere because every single day is like the day before and you're stuck and you have no hope, no belief, no confidence. I had absolutely no reason to believe that I was going to be able to stay clean when I checked into treatment over a year ago. Absolutely none. Because history had said that when things get rough, I give up. Or when things get good, I can't handle it and I give up. Because no matter how good things get sometimes, or no matter how bad things get when you're out there, that same voice is just going to talk to you in whatever way that it needs to tell you to give up. And you can find a reason in anything that there is in your life to give up. But you can also find, even if it's just one reason today, to hold on. And it does not have to be you today. Because even with over a year, and even with going through the things that I've went through in my relationship, and I've made it very public about the stuff, even maybe I shouldn't have, but I've made it very public about the things that I've gone through and how hurt I've been and issues with my kids and issues with everything. I've made all that, I've been very open about it. And part of that is because if I kept it all in, I probably would have went out. And I did want to go out a couple times, and I got in the van to go drink, and I ended up going to UDF and getting a giant chocolate sundae instead. And that's an accomplishment. So for me, knowing that I've held on that day gives me just a little bit of hope and a little bit of faith to say that, okay, I held on through that. I'm going to hold on through this. And instead of going back out, like that voice in my head says, well, you're going to be on all these pain medicines because I do have an impending surgery coming up. And I had an appointment today, and it's moving along a little bit quicker than I had thought. So that, at first glance, that voice says you're going to be on all that medicine again and you're going to mess up and all of this. I have been clean long enough to know that I'm going to live sometimes in the moment. And I'm not still, the whole just for today. Yes, sometimes we live in the moment, but I am also, planning on staying clean tomorrow, not just for today. And I know that doesn't mean that, and I know that has several different meanings depending on where you are mentally. But I have goals and I have things that I want to accomplish. And I've been clean long enough now to where I can see past this moment and know that this will pass. And I can see past this fear and this anger that, I have abused and used my body for years and years and years. And what else could I expect from this? And then I think I've been dealing with these female issues since I was like 13 years old. And when I was 14, I had my ovary removed and I was told I would never have kids. It would be extremely difficult, if not impossible, I was told, for you to even get pregnant. Multiple miscarriages. They said it was impossible for you to carry a pregnancy. I got pregnant with my oldest son. He is now 16. During the pregnancy, I was told that blood oxygen and blood flow wasn't getting through the umbilical cord, and that they advised that I medically terminated the pregnancy. I said no way, and then an 8-pound some odd ounce baby boy was born, completely healthy, We don't know how you carried this pregnancy, but the chances of it happening again are slim to none. I have a 14-year-old, and, I have 3 amazing, beautiful babies at home. So if I let the word impossible, or I let the word, it's a bad chance, stop me, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And I don't know if anybody else is going to watch this. I don't know. I don't know if this means anything to anybody else. I don't know who else is going through what. I just know that I am going through this unexpected nonsense that I didn't want to get through, that I didn't want to go through, and that I know and believe wholeheartedly that other people have been through this and not relapsed, and I don't have to either. I know wholeheartedly that I don't have to have all the answers right this second, and I don't have to be in control of everything. I know that I can decide today whether or not I'm going to pick up. And I'm not. I'm not going to go get drunk over this, and I'm not going to do any of that, because I have people that depend on me. And that means a lot. I have people that care about me and that trust me. My husband no longer has to worry about what I'm doing or where I'm going when he's at work. He no longer has to sleep with his wallet. We have not had the greatest... No, I'm not going to say that. We have not had the easiest relationship. We have both put each other through misery and hell. Honest to God, we've both put each other through things that were unnecessary. But at the end of the day, we are best friends. And, you don't get there by... You don't know you can get through things until you go through them. With anything. The closest bonds I have with friends, Nikki and Kelly and Angela and Andrew, is because I know that I have these memories of them because they were there with me through some of the worst times in my life. And me, them. You don't become close with somebody and have this bond with them unless you've been through those bad times. And you learn the loyalty of other people because there were situations that come up to where they needed to be loyal to you. And it took me a long time to start being loyal to myself. And today I'm choosing to be loyal to me and love myself enough and like myself enough to go through this and not give up. I don't have enough of the information to give all of the information. Just know that prayer, my dad just told me the other day, and I keep reminding myself of this, prayer is never wasted. Prayer is never wasted. So sometimes in these moments, when I'm like, I don't even know how to pray, I don't know what to say, I don't know what good it's going to do, prayer is never wasted. And it's not wasted. And I appreciate all of your messages, all of your comments, all of your everything. It means a lot to me. And I'm truly grateful for my life today. And I couldn't say that over a year ago. I'm truly thankful that I'm waking up today. And I'm truly grateful that I'm waking up clean. I don't do videos unless I feel inspired, and I felt like I needed to do this because of some messages that I was receiving from people, and because of what I'm going through, because I need a reminder sometimes that, girl, it's okay. Whatever it is, it's okay. Cry. Let yourself cry. Let yourself feel about it, It's okay. I look in the mirror sometimes and I have to tell myself, calm down. We're not there yet. Because in my mind, I'm already on the operating table having complications from the anesthesia, because that has happened a few times. So in my mind, I'm already there and all this terrible stuff is playing out. And in reality, I'm here today. I'm not there yet. And the people that love me and care about me and support me, they will be there for me in one way or another. And I'm okay. If you guys do need me, or as always, if you need numbers or referrals to treatment centers or things, please let me know. I will give you numbers or help as best I can. I love you all because I believe in you. If nobody else is telling you that today, then I believe in you. I do. And I believe that regardless of what the political stuff or whatever we all debate about, at the end of the day, we all want to be safe and happy. And sometimes I think we just have a different idea of how to get there. But we're all ultimately running the same race. To be happy and to take care of our families. And that is all. As always, I am Jen Cole, and I approve this message. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And I promise that I'm going to start doing a better job of, trying to be inspired a little bit more to make more videos. People said you used to make them all the time, and now you don't. And I'm going to work on that. I really am. Get a hold of me if you need numbers. Thank you for watching. I am truly grateful for everybody that watches these videos. Thank you, and have a blessed day.